Hello, welcome to another episode of the GNPS General Louisiana. And I'm out here with my next guest, sitting across me, all the way from the States.
Yes, sir.
The land of the American dream, so they say.
So they say.
Welcome, Luel.
Appreciate you, boss.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay, man.
I'm okay.
Yeah, man.
Just quickly, before we go too far, where you from? What is it that you do?
Okay, I'm from New Orleans, in America, New Orleans, Louisiana, south of America, and I'm a creative. I'm an overall creative. I primarily express myself in music, but I have other avenues as well. But yeah, music is my number one source.
Medium.
Yeah, medium. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
music artist.
Yeah. And now one would ask, what makes you leave Louisiana and come here?
Well, funny enough, like in my city, we have I grew up listening. I've been hearing the phrase Zulu my whole life because they have the Zulu parades. They have Mardi Gras, and during Mardi Gras they have these parades, and they have the Zulu parade that comes around every year, and it's like the biggest parade for Mardi Gras. So it's like I've been hearing about Zulu my whole life, but
Okay. So what happens at this parade? Like,
well, yeah, I feel like it probably wouldn't be. It'll be frowned upon from y'all perspective because it's kind of
no, you know what? Listen. We are here. Like, I'm curious to find out. I'll just speak for myself. I'm curious to find out, like, how do other people from other places receive us or receive the information about us, and how much they know about us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and so that's what it's about for me. So as far as, finding anything awkward about how you guys interpret of what you think about us, I know it won't be how we think maybe it should be, but then it's interesting on its own to find out that you guys
Okay, I got you.
do know about us.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to find
I
out.
think that's what the thing is. It's like it's more just the name. Like they put the name Zulu on the parade, and I'm pretty sure it has some background to it. But like from just a kid, like if you're just a kid going to these parades every year, the what you experiencing is just a parade. So like at the parades, they throw beads to you. You know what I'm saying? They have a floats. They have like these number of floats that travel through the cities, through downtown New Orleans, and they have like these big old, like they decorate the floats, and the people are in this like blackface because they're presenting themselves as this Zulu tribe. You know what I'm saying? So they have black people that are on the floats, but there's also white people that wear the blackface and also as well, and they're like just, I guess, portraying themselves as just the Zulu tribe for the Zulu parade. So, yeah.
Okay.
But, like, it's not, like, they don't give you no deep background of it. It's just, like, they're using the name and...
To actually just host the event.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And they have, like, a Zulu queen, a Zulu king every year that they have, and... it's a whole culture behind it, but just from my perspective, I haven't dived into that world. I just attend the parades every year, like as a kid. And you grew up doing this in New Orleans. And last year for COVID was the only year that we didn't have a parade in like the last 100 years or so.
So at the parade, do you guys like dress up in Zulu regalia and shit like that?
Nah, man, you go. It's early in the morning. It's on Mardi Gras day. So like Mardi Gras. The season of Mardi Gras lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And there's parades all up, and they're leading up to the big day of February, whatever day it is. It's called, Mardi Gras translates in French to Fat Tuesday. So Mardi Gras, I think Mardi is Tuesday and Fat is Gras or something like that. So it translates to Fat Tuesday. So they have this big Tuesday where they have all of the big parades. So there's the Rex parade, there's the Zulu parade, and then there's the truck parade. That's the parades. That's the main parades for Mardi Gras. And on that day, it's just letting you know that this is what we've been working towards this whole Mardi Gras season. So Mardi Gras season is full of like tourism. They come to New Orleans to experience it. People all over America. That's our biggest tourism attraction is Mardi Gras. And the music, of course. But,
around the whole thing.
Yeah, but it draws a lot of attention for the city.
Is this in line with the with the jazz history that's well known for
Yeah, man.
in New Orleans.
Well, yeah, it gets deeper with the jazz because so like New Orleans is very musically inclined, right? And it's that way because of how it's set up. It's like one of the most freest cities in America, and I feel like it's one of the closest to, I would say, how we as black people used to be before we came to America, because of how they set it up. So like when tourism would come to New Orleans, they would want the tourism to explore the cultures that they have, because they have so many. It's like a gumbo pot of different people that live in New Orleans. So they would allow, actually back in the day when slavery was a thing, they would allow the slaves to like congregate in this place called Congo Square. And in Congo Square, it's like...
Is it in Congo? Is it in like Congo?
Yeah, that's the basis of it. But they have like a place called Congo Square where like every Sunday they will allow the traditional, like the people to practice their traditional beliefs and stuff on this day. And that's kind of like the birthplace of a lot of the music that you hear today, like jazz, blues. It all comes from them being free to explore their original roots in this place on every Sunday. Like it was a release for them. So they even like they would practice their spiritual beliefs. Like it was allowed on this one day, but all the rest of the days of the week it was right back to, you know what I'm saying, you're working for the boss type of situation. But they'll give them their release on this one day. And a lot of music, a lot of what we hear today was birthed from that practice. You know what I'm saying? And it spread from New Orleans throughout the rest of America.
And now, I mean, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Now, within your generation, what does those kind of facets that exist within your community, what does it represent to you guys? Is it something that you guys pay attention to? Is it something that you guys look forward to? Or is it something that's slowly dying away?
Wait, which facets?
I mean, like celebration of your African ancestral lineage.
Okay, that's a perfect
on those days.
Okay, yeah. Well, it depends on the individual. You know, it's like they have a culture of people that are, I guess, because of we grew up with the subconscious, like, of being in New Orleans and having that, like, there's a lot of spiritual, like, just inclinations around you, you know, like they always, it's around, like you can feel it. People come to New Orleans to feel, like they have, like, they try to paint it in like a horror story type of way, like with the voodoo and stuff, but if you're from New Orleans, you have you can actually conversate about this stuff openly rather than everywhere else in America. Like, so I guess to say, like, we are the closest to where you would get people that will honor their ancestral, you know what I'm saying, beliefs and stuff, you know. So, yeah, my generation, it just depends on what's your mind on, what's your intention on, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't appreciate it, you have to just grow the appreciation for it. Because you can get warped into the American way of living, and that just deters you further and further away from your original, like, history. So, but a lot of people are caught up in that just off of how America is set so individually. It's like you're just on an individual pursuit the entire time, instead of thinking of a collective type of mind state and like just like a tribal type of mind state. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like kind of that's another reason that led me like to leave and come back here was just my interest in it. You know, like I definitely, it piqued my interest, and to see my lineage and how far it goes back and how I can reconnect that for the generations to come.
You know, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I've noticed that if you look at some of the prominent figures from that side, we see a lot of them like leaning towards, you know, like coming back from the diaspora type of thing, hitting up the motherland and reconnecting and finding your roots type of thing. Yeah. So what I'm curious to find out is this just a thing for certain individual, or is it something that's already in the air within that side?
Yeah, I think it starts individually for sure, and then like people being examples allow people to see a reason to appreciate it. And what, like, if you see that, like I don't know, it's a lot of trend. Like, you know, America is really trendy,
Mm.
so they kind of need somebody to set the trend, which I feel like artists is a responsibility to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like if as an artist you're not like having an impact that's bigger than just chasing money or chasing this and that. Like to have the people like a Kendrick or like a
J. Cole.
yeah, like a J. Cole, like even before them, like they have like like they had KRS Ones and like just the origins of it. They was honoring the Zulu Nation and stuff, you know. So it's like that always been a premise in hip hop, but it's kind of been diluted with the microwave, just go and get money every day type of situation. But I think it's the artist's responsibility to uphold that tradition of what hip hop is supposed to be, which is like just using this as a tool to educate the masses on what we're supposed to be doing as a people to unite and grow further. Because I feel like hip hop is still early, bro, and I think it's just transitioning right now to where you're saying like you're noticing that like the intentions in the beginning, it's going to carry out. It just takes like people to really just know what they're doing instead of just hopping in it for a job. Like some people live hip hop, some people are just doing it for rap, like just to make some money real quick. Like I'm one of the people that studied the culture of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So that like music is what led me here, like led me to my truth more than anything. Cause my music, like I try to be truthful as possible. So like I search for truth in order for my music to reflect that truth. You know what I'm saying? So
that makes sense, and which is very important because I mean, mostly I see a lot of people in hip hop. Like a lot of people are doing. Okay, I don't wanna bash anyone. Let me find a way to put this correctly. Most of the lyrics that you hear in today's hip hop is just for now. You know, there's nothing that
substantial.
That I can hear tomorrow, 3 months later, a year later, and be like, oh, now I see what this person was talking about.
That's why I'm here, bro.
You know,
I'm telling you, I got some stuff that I'm ready to like. Yeah.
So when you say you search for truth so that it reflects in your music, I feel like that's powerful, man, because then it makes the music more than just, you know, just a piece of art. You know, it's something that we can use to build the future.
Exactly.
So to say, which is what I think hip hop should represent. Because I see, okay, we see the getting money part of it, getting the notoriety and all those kind of things. But I feel like hip hop is bigger than that. We can do so much. The reason I say that is because predominantly where you from, that's the one genre of music that rules more than any other genre. Now, if you come here, it's more or less the same thing. It's more or less the same thing. If you look at the youth, I say 60% of the youth here, they listen to hip hop.
Yeah.
And that number is only gonna grow even bigger.
Yeah. I've noticed that though, like even when I first came here, that's what like I can put myself in. Like I said this to a couple people, like, and I repeated it a couple times. Like I know myself before I actually visit here and my mindset about what Africa was versus now that I've been here a couple times. So I could put myself in the shoes of the people that had never been here because like it was just like 2 years ago that I was that person. And I didn't know like how much we relate and how much we grew up on the same things and how much like, we understand each other. Like it's the distance doesn't stop us from being able to connect once we unite.
Yeah.
So that's what people don't realize. They still have an imagery that was painted in their minds from just televisions and all that stuff. Like they have an image of Africa that you don't realize the truth of it until you come here. So yeah, man, that's I feel like the hip hop just is the tool that is connecting us, even though that we're so far away. Like we're an ocean apart, but we grow up on similar things through this music that we make and through this music that we indulge in. You know,
like what are some of the points of relations that you've picked up as soon as you got here? Like I mean, coming from a place where you didn't know anything. How many times have you been here now?
This is my second time out here. Yeah.
Okay, the first time you came out here,
Yeah.
I'm sure you were like, you were expecting something. If you were, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let me ask you, what were you expecting?
That's the thing. Like, all right, like I've grown to not like carry those expectations though. So it's like I was just ready. I was green. I was ready for whatever was to come, and it was like I'm like I've explored a lot though. Like I'm used to going to new places. Like I've been all over America. I've toured America like a couple times with the collective that I work with. So like I'm known to go to new places and not just carry a way of being there. Like you're supposed to go there and be of a student of the place and learn. So like be open to it. So that's was my mindset from the start. So doing that though, it allowed me to just embrace everything that I was experiencing. And what I noticed first, like the club scenes, bro, it's like I don't club much back home because I used to, but like it kind of got jaded for me.
Yeah.
But coming out here and experiencing the club scene out here, it was like refreshing. It's like I actually enjoyed being out at the club.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know, it was refreshing for some reason. And y'all had similar music. I mean, of course y'all mix y'all styles of music into it, but there's still that. I understand the music. I can still party to the same music, you know. I can still enjoy myself either way that it goes, you know. So that was like one of the first things. Just the nightlife was something that I was like, it was immediate like attraction to it, you know. So that was definitely a point of interest in the beginning.
And then in terms of like life itself in general, like the way the cities are structured, the way people move within the spaces, obviously where you are at that present time.
Okay, so like where I'm from, New Orleans, it's called the Big Easy. So it's like, I feel like I've been saying this to other people too. It's like I feel like Durban is more of that type of vibe, like a mellow vibe, which is kind of like how my home is. But they have like your New Yorks in America, which is more like a Johannesburg, like fast pace.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why because I've been to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and I've been here, and I only was here one day last time, but something drew me back to this area, you know what I'm saying, to stay for a longer time. So this trip, I've been out here for a longer period of time, but I've only been in the Durban area. But I'm going to Johannesburg, but I've been in Durban mostly because I feel like I attract to the lifestyle out here more than the fast pace. Of
Joburg.
Cape Town. Yeah.
But I bet New York is much crazier.
Yeah, man. I've been when I was in New York the last time. I think I stayed up for 3 days straight.
Shit.
Yeah,
no
like
sleep.
72 hours. Like
no
legit.
sleep.
Yeah, just because I had shows, I had studio time, I had like a lot of things I had experienced, and then like we was on tour, so you just going to the next city. So we like in New York, so we just want to get the most out of our time out there. So, but yeah, it is fast paced for sure. You need some coffee.
I can imagine. I cannot survive in New York, bro.
You could do it, not for long term, maybe temporary.
I can't even take Joburg. I can't even handle Joburg.
Yeah,
as it is. So when I think about New York from hearing people talk about it, I'm like, yeah. I'm good, So I think I'd pick New Orleans if I were to go.
You would love New Orleans, bro.
Especially more than anything for the jazz, though. Because I'm also a huge jazz fan. I'm a big Louis Armstrong fan.
Wow, that's New Orleans to the core, bro. Like he was that's New Orleans.
So like for me, I think New Orleans stand out. Okay, you guys, that's where Lil Wayne is from.
Yeah. But that's to go back on just the whole jazz conversation. Like when New Orleans when it was that center of music, like a lot of the artists wasn't getting paid for their music. It was like they were being used. You know what I'm saying? It's like it kind of built that structure of how the industry is now with the labels. Like just making money off the artists and not paying them. Like they would just give them weed, give them drinks or something and like enjoy your night. But we gonna make the money off of the tickets for the shows and stuff. So until like the Cash Moneys and the Master P's, the No Limits and the Lil Waynes, they kind of brought that money business first type of attitude to the music industry, and that's what like started the whole independent work structure, like the infrastructure for artists to kind of have that mindset, like to where Nipsey is now, like Nipsey was, like rest in peace, how his mindset was more of own your own stuff, and but that was birthed also from New Orleans. It was like we had to solve our own problem of being like exploited as artists for a while, to the point where the gangsters and the drug dealers had to use their business mindset to apply it to music for the whole structure to change. And it's still in a transition. But I think that's an interesting point, you know what I'm saying? Like how New Orleans it's kind of both sides. It's the music, it made what I want to say, it pioneered in the music side and it pioneered in the business structure side.
You know, you mentioned just an interesting point there about people incorporating tricks and trades of the drug business into figuring out how to make business out of music.
They had to,
and yet someone would look at that like and be like, that's not so right, because drugs. You know, but it's interesting for me that, you know, us as black people, like we never had access to, a black man never had access to being taught how to run a business from scratch, how to build a business from scratch.
And you gotta think about it, bro.
Something that you have to figure out on your own.
Right.
And what reference do we have in terms of business?
And it's looked down upon when the same thing was done with the like when alcohol was bootlegged and stuff. That was also, you know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of what America is today was built. It was built off of illegal bootlegging and people like just a lot of what they frown upon for black people doing, like white people was doing to build what they have. And like the ancestors of these corporate owners and stuff. Slavery, illegal like alcohol exchange, like a lot of stuff, you know? So it's like they frown on us for what we had to do to come out of that situation when they kind of built the whole world that we live in off of that. But they built the rules to where we can't follow suit. Like we have to come do it some type of holy endowed type of way. And I don't know, it's like you start to see through it. Like you see like, man, these people are just trying to get it out how they can, you know what I'm saying? It is a terrible situation that you have to resort to doing it with drugs and stuff. But hey man, it's like I can't knock it. I just can't knock the hustle, man.
Yeah, because you can't. Because if you look at any successful black artist, and you ask them what formula did they use to make their current wealth or gains or profits, the code is the street code. Yeah, you use what you learn from the street, or you take a page from what they do on the street, and you try and apply it in what you're doing. Right. So, because if you look at Jay-Z, Puff, Master P, who am I forgetting amongst the greats?
Birdman, Cash Money.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
everyone till this day. You can even look at now. There's still artists who still using the same mindset in terms of business. I'm not saying they're running drugs or anything like that, but it's how it's how drug dealers make profit off of drugs on the street. Yeah. So you find rappers, artists, whatever, taking the same.
It's a thin line though, because like when you're doing that, it's hard to implement the substance we was talking about in the music, because now you're looking at it as just a money grab. You know what I'm saying? So that is the thin line. It's like now that you're trying to empower yourself financially, you kind of put
it compromises the
you compromise the truth side of the work and the artistry of that side. It compromises because now your focus is kind of split instead of being on one side or the other. So I mean, everybody can't do everything. Like some people have to play their role in being entrepreneurial and speaking on that topic. And some people have to play the spiritual role. Some people have to play the knowledge role. Like, we all a piece of this puzzle, I feel like. And yeah, you only know your piece by knowing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And figuring out what your like place in God's plan is like leading you, you know. So that's kind of like what I was saying, like seeking for my truth was a mission for me, you know what I'm saying? So like now my music is centered around like the project that I'm like working on now is centered around just this whole experience.
Or the experience of finding your truth.
Yeah, so like once I came back from that first trip right before COVID, I came out here for like 10 days, and I just went from Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban, and it like opened my eyes to so much of the relatability I was saying. So where I went back home and I was like, man, I'm inspired. So like I started to just follow my inspiration. Like I wrote a script about my experience out there. Like I was just really in an expressive, really creative mode. And then I started to just get back into my music bag with it too. And I was like, I can apply some of this information to music. And then I just started creating. So like I'm working on a project right now that's self-produced, and it's titled A Sound Foundation. So it's like a double entendre on sound, like a sound foundation being music foundation, and also like a solid foundation, like a sound foundation. So that's what the mission is now, and I'm kind of like back out here to just connect it and finish up that project, you know.
I see it. So it's basically like you back to pick up more material of what you need to build this.
Right. Like visual content, like even connecting with more people. Like that's a big part too, because I want this to be a long-term situation. I want to be able to come back and really like how you said, build, let the music be a tool to build something grander. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a far-reaching vision for what the reconnection of people back in America and people here could be. Like I feel like that's an answer to something. I'm not sure what it's for, what's the question, but I know that us reconnecting is an answer, bro.
It is the answer. And the reason why I brought up hip-hop earlier in the beginning of our conversation is that because that's the one place where there's, what's the right word? Undisputed commonality. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, you like, for instance, you throw in the club, 50 Cent in the club. Everybody knows what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you're black, you know what's up. You know what's up. Okay, I will exclude the generations before myself and you. But like everyone from my generation, I know you throw in the club. It's like
a trigger in your mind.
It's like we connect, like we ain't even gotta say anything.
That's the power of it.
You know, as soon as 50 Cents go, we finish the sentence off in our heads. Go, shawty. We know.
I had a poster of 50 Cent like so big as a child in my room. So it's like, yeah, bro. Like I definitely connect on that whole generation and like just growing up right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
so you're absolutely right. The music is the one way where we can create a solid bridge.
For sure, yeah. It's like the work is already laid. It's like you can just appreciate the music. You don't have to. If you have an interest in the music, and it's not hard to, you know what I'm saying, you automatically become a fan because it's the biggest. It's as big as it's ever been right now. Like hip hop is the biggest it's ever been.
Ever.
Right, yeah, ever.
And the nice part about it is that it'll continue to grow. It's inevitable.
Right.
Like you don't, like I look in, you look at yourself. I mean, here you are, you're out here collecting these experiences, so you can put out something that's gonna be understood there and here.
Yes, for sure. That's the plan.
That's valuable. That's literally like gold. It's literally like mining gold.
Mining is the like, dude, I legit don't write my verses down. Like it's a channeling process for me. You know, it's like I am getting these ideas, like this intuition. I mean, just the inspiration. I kind of transform it into this tangible, not tangible because music is intangible, but I just transform.
Depends who's speaking.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's another thing about music is that we have different uses and different meanings of it. See, like for me, music is part of life. Like I feel like everything works well with music. Like if we could have music playing in the background of this podcast.
For sure.
You know, but obviously we live in times where there's copyrights and you have to respect other people's art.
Okay.
And things like that.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately we can't. But the point I'm trying to make is that music, to say it's not really tangible, is it really a fair statement? Like, are we being fair to it, even though the uses of it? Like myself, like through music, I can reflect on my life. Through music, I can learn something I did not know about myself.
Yeah.
Through music, I am able to understand other people's point of view and perspective without them being there.
Yeah, it's like beyond tangible. I mean, like I don't say it's tangible to like. I mean, like it's not worldly. Like we can't touch it. Like we could touch these things. You know.
Absolutely.
So it's like we make it tangible by like it. Like if music was a spirit, and it kind of like possesses the human at that time, and then we experience whatever the music was supposed to do for you. Like that may be a way of making it tangible. Like if it's just an existing thing, like it's the closest thing to another realm beyond this physical space. You know what I'm saying? And it's it allows us to kind of it connect to it through just the sonics of it. So yeah, I mean it becomes tangible in a sense, but I was just getting to the point that when I'm creating, it is that's what's going on. So it's like my music is like I take myself out of the situation in a sense. Like I kind of just let it live through me, and I just present what has channeled through me. So like that's why I feel like what I'm saying it will do what you mentioned earlier. It's like it will be impactful because it's necessary. It's like it came to me for a reason, and I'm expressing it for a reason, and the purpose for that reason is going to serve itself once I release it. I don't know, like once you like make the wave goes on its own. Like I can't control where it goes, but I just gotta like start the wave, you know, and then whatever happens, and then I'll just keep creating that wave and keep building upon it. Like that's what a sound foundation is like. It's more layers after this one goes out. So like a sound foundation is only the beginning for me solo wise, because I have a collective that I work with. Shout out to my bros Made Groceries, man.
Yeah.
New Orleans own.
Oh, you guys are a band.
Yeah.
Because because I met Mandy, Zulu Trash. Shout out to Zulu Trash.
Yeah, shout out Zulu Trash.
Yeah, she's part of the reason he's sitting here.
For sure. Shout out to the queen.
She was telling me that, hey, there's this guy who's coming from New Orleans who often comes here and say, I really want you to talk to him when he comes here. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm busy trying to get her to come on the podcast. Right. But here you are, you got here before her.
Yeah, man, I'm determined.
But nonetheless, I said, okay, I'll check him out. It's like, yeah, Made Groceries. I'm like, okay, interesting choice of name.
Yeah, that's a New Orleans thing, though. It's like Made Groceries. It's like that's how you say go and get groceries. That's just how we call it in New Orleans. We say we're going to make our groceries. Like everywhere else in America, you say I'm going grocery shopping. I'm going doing this. But in New Orleans, we say we're going to make groceries. So when we went on tours like around America, just being Made Groceries, people already know where we're from. You know what I'm saying? And we're flying a flag from New Orleans, you know, just by having that name of Made Groceries.
Because it's part of the dialect.
Yeah, only in New Orleans. So like even here, I say Made Groceries, and somebody from New Orleans is here, they'd be like, Made Groceries, I know that. and they're gonna connect. Oh, he must be from New Orleans, you know. So it's like it's a tool in a sense.
That's intelligent.
Yeah,
That's intelligent.
Nah, shout out to Mo. I didn't come up with the name. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to Mo, man. That's intelligent. Because for me, like names, like I'm not too fussy about what's the name, like, but I'm too fussy about the why, like why that name, like, and then when somebody can explain it like how you explaining it. You know, and you give references and context to it, then it's like, okay.
Yeah, man.
It's a
staple. It's like it's meant to be like a stamp long term, you know. It's like when you already think of New Orleans when you think of made groceries. So we just trying to expand what you think of when you think of made groceries. It's like it could be more than just grocery shopping, you know. It could be like how we break it down even further is like we have just slogans of energy and taste, like eat, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to eat. Like, you think you eat 3 meals a day, but you're eating 24/7, you know? It's like you're consuming stuff all the time, and we just try to give good energy and good taste that we, through our like, collective, to present people with an opportunity to eat for, like, just upliftment and betterment of themselves, you know? So that's what our collective kind of represents. And, like, it's another breakdown. It's like you have to go to the grocery store, you need your meat products, you need your vegetable products, you have your fish products, and then it all comes together and you get your full meal. So like us being a collective, we are those individual pieces to that, you know what I'm saying? I may represent like the vegetarian or the
vegan.
Yeah, that type, and somebody represents like the meat and somebody represents the bread, and then we all come together to give you your full meal, bro. Yeah.
Like, say, who are you? Who are you? Are you sure you're not some black Einstein?
This is not just me by myself, though. I'm representing the collective.
Dude, like, you know, people in the world, we spend so much time trying to find more stuff for us to be divided. And I don't know if you guys realize what you just told me is it's bigger than just you guys representing New Orleans. You guys represent the human race in the sense that
facts.
If you calling yourself made groceries, which comes from the dialect of where you're from, of how you say I'm going shopping, I'm going to shop for groceries, I'm going to buy groceries. We live in a time where if I'm vegan, I hate the guys that eat meat, bread. And if I eat meat, I hate the guys that just eat vegetables. But you guys are bringing it together.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're like, we can unite. We can be one thing. And whatever comes out of that as a representation of what it means when human beings come together.
For sure.
Which is what the world needs right now.
Yeah, and like going back to the artistry, it's like it's artists like role to really be an example for what we feel like humanity should be practicing. So it's like we're just a small example of like a bigger picture. It's like if it can exist within us in our collective, it can exist in the world. Because of course we have our clashes within each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had I've been knowing my bros since like high school, you know what I'm saying? So like we have like a decade plus relationship of just being friends, and we just translated it into music and then doing business together. And now it's at a point to where it's such of a connection between us that anything that we do, like even this, my first going into like a solo pursuit music wise, it's all gonna come back to what we doing as a whole. But I just have to like find out fully what I can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
No, I get you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't mind. We can use all these puns. They're relevant. Your should I call you guys a band or collective?
Yeah, collective. Yeah, collective.
Yeah. Now you're collective. How long have you guys been together?
Musically,
okay, you did mention that you know each other since high school. But like now, when it comes to the music, when do you guys say it? Okay.
It would be 2014. So we're going on 7 years. So we had a close friend of ours that died to gun violence, and we were separated at the time.
So rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace, Beazle, bro. So like we wasn't together at that time. Like I was off to college and we was all separated. But something happened when we lost that common friend from our high school days that kind of showed us that life is short and we gotta like appreciate each other. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing that was like formally spoken, but it's something that was felt. So it kind of reunited us, and we just started to be around each other more. And we started to like I was doing music since a kid. And I didn't know them to be like artists. Like one is like a super like charismatic guy.
Wait. So you hung out with people. They knew you were into music.
Yeah, I've been doing music.
And they
before.
never mentioned it to you, like, hey, dude, I wanna.
No. Like until that happened, I came back, and these guys were fully formed artists. And I was like, wow, like I didn't know that you guys was working on this stuff. And they, like, we kind of had the opportunity to get just backing from like an independent label. So like they helped build that relationship. And then I just came and inserted into what they was building. And then we kind of took off from there. And that happened in 2015. And it was going, and it's been going on since then to 2021.
Okay. So now, where you are working on your solo project right now, how many projects do you guys have together as a collective?
Probably like three. But we have a lot of unreleased music. Like that's the thing. We didn't.
Hey, that's the thing with all the artists. Why make the music for yourself? Like you make it and keep it for yourself. Like.
Yeah, I mean it's just the business side of it does get tricky sometimes. You know. So. Yeah, that'd be the primary reason. On our end, at least. I can't speak for everybody, but like now that, like how I was saying, like we're taking more of an approach of being, like I told you we had like independent backing from a label, but we're kind of like just in-house now. We're doing it ourselves and we're pushing ourselves and putting our own money behind our stuff. So like now that it's more controlled by us, we can release more like how we would like to, you know. So that's the plan going forward. But it's like as I'm working on this stuff, they're back home working on music themselves and like doing things to just better bring stuff to the whole, you know.
So is this your first solo project or you have other?
I have solo projects, but it was before I was in the group. So I've learned so much about myself, about the world in these last 7 years. That I've grown like a lot. I've grown substantially.
Like the person that you are when you made those those old projects, like you are now two different people, or
I'm just
or you in grown, different spaces,
just more evolved. Yeah, for sure. Just more evolved for sure, and like more polished and just more business savvy. Like I don't know. I learned a lot, bro. Like over these, like just doing what I've done over the last couple of years. But I think if I would've
like tell us for the business aspect, like what have you learned that you didn't know then?
Well, yeah, like partnerships are key. Like so, my whole plan with this like to just give an example, of, like where my mind is now. Like I have the plan with this album is to bring value to others through music. Like, of course, the music could be valuable. You can learn from it. You can be inspired by it. But to give people more of a value outside of just music is the key for things to be, I guess, appreciated, like how they used to be before streaming days. So trying to find the gap between that has brought my mind to a way that I can offer more through my music. So with this album, it so happens that like all the guys that's in my collective, they also have like independent businesses. Like they've become entrepreneurs over this time. So like this shirt right here is one of the guys' label. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Kish. Yeah. Am I reading it right?
Yeah, H. H.
H.
Yeah, H.
Oh, that's an E.
Which one?
Okay. What's the first letter?
It's an A. It's just sideways.
Oh, okay. H.
Yeah. So like this is one of the guys' labels. So like if you purchase the album, you'll get a discount on this guy's clothing. So it's 9 songs on the album. So it's 9 businesses that I partner up with. So once you buy the album, you get 9 discounts on 9 different businesses with the album purchase.
Wait.
So that's just the beginning. So it's like once I do that with this album, I want to. I did it with just my close circle first, just so I can like build like stats with it, and like as these brands grow with this album, and everybody like it be introduced with. They're not only introducing my music, they're introduced to the businesses that I'm associating myself with. And as these businesses grow, and my album grows, we'll grow as a collective. You know what I'm saying? And then my next album, I can partner with other businesses that may be closer to me, and just like build like a different way to partner music with brands to just to like build that, I guess, value of music. So where it's not your only income is through streams. It's like you can have a partnership with even a filming company, you know what I'm saying? Like Tiny Films. If you buy an album and we do a partnership with Tiny Films, and then like people buy the album and they get a discount on that working with Tiny. You know what I'm saying? So it's like building relationships like that.
Since this is business, I want to find. So now, how do you get the business to come on board? Like, what's the gain point? Like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, once this one goes out and the exposure grows, like, imagine if a big like artist was to, you would like every time you download a Drake album or something, you get a discount on your business. And like if I get to that level and you tie your stuff to my artistry, your business is going to get exposed to all these people, and they're going to have an incentive to buy with your business because of the discount that you get once you purchase the album.
Oh, now I see. So like overall, it's your fans will now become that business customers, or clients, so to say.
Right. But you just have to like you have to grow. Like they need I have a lot of ideas to like grow this idea, but it's just like this is the foundation for it. Like what I'm about to do now, and I'm just starting with the inner circle, because that like I don't have to convince those guys to partner with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was an easy yes. Like we'll partner with you to get this going. So like I'm gonna try it out with that circle, and then as it grows, we'll see where it goes.
Oh shit, that's a dope idea.
Yeah, man.
That's another dope idea. This man, I feel embarrassed. I always think I have a lot of ideas as far as business is concerned.
I mean, share some, bro. I mean, I'm always
like,
willing to.
Like for instance, with podcasting. There's so many avenues where businesses can make money out of podcasting. Like for instance, product placement. I feel like that's so undervalued and underappreciated as far as podcasts are concerned. And if I watch local content, like I'll see like the B-rolls that they use, or intro shots that they use. It could be just an intro shot of a billboard, but like it's a legit billboard where it has marketing of a certain brand type of thing. So with podcast, imagine if this hat was, I don't know, branded in Coca-Cola, so to say. So that's like, obviously Coca-Cola is a big brand. It's just the first word that came to mind. So with podcasts, this is going to last throughout its entirety.
Right.
So you're the artist that you are right now, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and still people will come back and watch this episode.
Right, and they'll see the product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of ideas which I feel like it's similar to what
I'm
you're
about to
saying,
say it ties in.
it is product place. It's sort of like product placement.
What's needed next though is just the platform to train the minds of the consumer, because the consumer is becoming just stream on. Like that's the only way they know how to consume music now is through streams. It's so easy to just be able to go into these websites, these streaming platforms, and just get your music like that. So they just need incentives to build, to dive into the lifestyle that you're presenting. Because like the stuff that's going to tie to my music is brands that associate with how I live. Like one is like a smoothie company, you know, it's like other things like financial. Like I have a partner that is, they help with like teach like Forex and trading and stuff. So it's like once you buy the album, you're not just getting discounts on stuff that you can just, it's like life-changing things that you're getting introduced to.
Sometimes it could be tools.
Yeah, tools. That's the goal, to have it be like you're buying into a lifestyle, a new lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So you just have these companies to just represent those lifestyles, and of course, I feel like that goes into like just community building in total. We need to build our own hospitals, our own education centers, our own groceries, our own stuff. So this is like the start of it. That's why I was saying, like, it starts with just clothing lines and stuff like that, but then you grow it, and then now you partner with like just bigger like ways to community build.
I think this also ties back to what you mentioned earlier, the fact that you wanna build something with more substance, or you wanna offer something that has substance. Because this is, other than even before listening to the music, I know that what you're presenting to me comes with value, other than the words that you put behind the beats and the instruments.
Right.
Because in the sense that, whereas your music could be tied to a smoothie company, you know, they could be making the world's best, healthiest smoothies, so to say. So that's a benefit for me, way outside of the music.
Right.
You know, now it's going to improve my health. If, for instance, another company that's linked up to you, it could be a company that offers IT services. We're moving into a highly technological era. You know, not everyone is tech savvy. So obviously, in order to function, you somewhat need to be tech savvy. You need to be acquainted with the internet and ins and out. And not everyone is that fortunate. But that somebody could be somebody that just listens to your music.
Right. And then like just using hip hop as that tool that we know it could be. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's taking it out of that just music idea and using it as an introduction place for these other lifestyles. But just building I don't know, you have to train the entrepreneurs, you have to train the artists, you have to train the consumer to believe in this way of exchanging just thought, you know. You have to kind of build that exchange practice, because you have to just kind of use some type of programming, because you have to unlearn what they do know and kind of like use. I don't know, like it seems like you get what I'm saying, like off the bat, but I know there's people that won't get it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of like get them into the practice and just introduce them to it. And that's what I feel like the work is to do. But yeah, it's that's the mission. And I think doing it globally is just going to make it even more substantial, more like impactful, instead of just doing it back home.
Outside of just South Africa, do you have any other countries you want to touch here in Africa?
I think we're planning a trip to like some North African, like just to explore. I think where we going? I think Egypt and like that area.
Egypt.
I forgot the other place. Morocco. Maybe?
Morocco.
Yeah,
Tunisia.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take a trip out there next year. Cause how I came out here the first time, it was a family trip.
Oh, okay.
So I came with my family. So that's like I've always gone on family trips like throughout my whole life.
Hey, we've been speaking about music the whole time. I don't even know who do you live with back home?
Who do I live with? Well,
yeah.
I have
your family who's still around.
Well, like because of COVID, we kind of like bundled back in, like, and came all together as a family. But before that, I was living by myself in New Orleans, like around a collective that I work with. And but since COVID happened, I kind of moved back to where my parents removed. I mean, what is it called? They replaced themselves to Houston after Hurricane Katrina happened. So like my mother and my grandmother, they all stay out in Houston, and I was out there with them, just helping them throughout this time for COVID and stuff. So like a lot of my family is all together. Like I'm the oldest of like 4, so like we all in like 2 houses next to each other out in Houston. But my pops and my dad's side of the family stays in New Orleans still. Okay. And so like I'm back and forth between Houston and New Orleans. But yeah.
So what makes your family want to come to South Africa specifically?
Nah, just exploration, you know. like my grandmother would take us on trips every year, like since a kid. So like we would trip all around America though. And so like now she's getting to that age to where she wants to explore outside of America before, like just before she goes. So she's like, let's take trips outside of America. So like that's what the idea was, to come to South Africa the first time. And it was her first trip. It was my first trip. And I brought some cousins out here. And that's when I first met Zulu Trash. Shout out to Zulu Trash.
And how do you meet the queen?
Well, she helped us out because like when I was in Cape Town and Johannesburg, I didn't have like a somebody to show me around. Yeah. And I kind of got into some sticky situations by not knowing what I was like. I got into like some dangerous situations.
How so? Do shake.
Well, it's actually in the music. Like I talk about it in the music. Like just like they have certain streets in Cape Town that you're not supposed to go to.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? I was on them, like just.
And you fit the look of the Cape Town brothers.
Yeah, but I guess
it's easy to mistake you from somebody from the Cape Flats.
Yeah.
Hey, away me, brah.
But yeah, so when I came to Durban though, I had we set it up to where Zulu Trash was a guide for us, and she just guided us through like the nightlife in Durban, and she just gave us like a introduction to different clubs and stuff out here, and we just stayed in connection. Like that was one of the main people that I built with on artistry wise. When I was telling you, like I seen how much we relate outside of being at distance, like but we have so much in common already. Yeah. So that we built a connection with that, and then like we just kept it over the time that we was separated through COVID, and just me going back to America. But since I was able to keep in contact with her, I was able to come back, and then she introduced me to even more people this time around. So that's why I'm even here now.
Yeah, shout out to Zulu Trash once again. One day she's gonna sit here. When? She says soon. I don't know when soon.
The fourth wave.
The fourth wave. Oh, before the fourth wave. Is the third one here yet? I don't know. But nonetheless.
No, this needs to.
Bro, lastly, before we close this thing off, because once again, you have to head out. Yeah. I wish we could sit here and talk for 2 hours.
That's been a good convo, bro.
I want us to now just pin in and focus on the project.
Okay.
Otherwise, the whole thing won't be fruitful for you. Yeah. Who you working with, or who did you work with? If it's ready, and if it's ready, when can we expect it? If it's not, have you decided when can we expect to hear?
Yeah, man. It's so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting visual content, so I'm working on videos. So that's what I'm doing out here in South Africa right now. So I have 9 songs, and I'm getting 3 videos shot. So I've been working with Tiny Films. I'm working with my guy Sia Balela.
You're in the best hands.
Yeah.
By the way.
For sure.
You're in the best. You're in the best hands.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited to see what we come up with. So, and I also have some collaborations. Well, on my project, that's gonna come out this summer for sure. So June, July.
Our summer or your summer?
Well, yeah, it's summer on our side. It's winter here. I've learned. It's cold. Yeah. But
so
summer.
Our summer.
No, our summer.
Your summer.
So now.
Which is the next.
Yeah, like next.
Or which is now.
Yeah, right now. Like so, when I get back home, I'm gonna like be preparing just the release with the visuals and just roll it out properly. So yeah, I'm thinking like late June, early July. So like coming soon, bro. Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, man.
Just purely based on the conversation that we just had, because I see that you're not my typical everyday rapper who's just in love with hip hop. For you, it's bigger than hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
Because as you said, you expressed that some of the ideas that you get, it's not ideas that you can. They're more spiritual ideas than anything. It's
for sure.
It's not you channeling it. It's it's the music channeling itself through you.
Yes, possessing.
Yeah. I didn't want to put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand that's a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm definitely looking for it. So you're working on visuals. So I take it the project is done. It's done and dusted.
Yeah, the music is done. It's all self-produced. It'll be available at madegroceries.1. MADEGROCE.
Oh, now the most important part. Now you want to block it out.
MADEGROCERIES.
Yeah.
.ONE. So madegroceries.1. The album link will be available, and you will get access to the 9 discounts for the 9 different businesses through that purchase.
So the discounts are global. So it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah, we're working on it. I mean, it's just gonna be shipping like clothes, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about the food products, but definitely the Forex training that should be able to be done through Zoom via Zoom. So yeah, they'll have some that's accessible to globally for sure. But yeah, I gotta learn. I gotta get partnerships with more people out here to be able to expand that for sure.
I wish we could. How can I achieve that? Nah.
But it'll be available on streaming as well. But it won't be the whole project. Like I will release like 3 songs from it on the streaming websites, just so people can get like have a taste of it, and then it'll draw you to the website to get the rest of the album. And you'll have. I mean, I'm gonna release the visuals, so you'll be able to experience that if you not fully sold on the music yet. You can still like indulge in it, but the key is to try to get people to that website and download the full experience. So yeah.
Nah, man, you're a hardworking individual, bro.
Yeah, man.
You're a very hardworking individual and interesting at that. Very knowledgeable.
Thank you.
And very intelligent.
I'm humbled, bro. Appreciate that.
If you disagree with me, then clearly you weren't listening to this conversation that we've been having here. And bro, like I always say for all my guests, once you've sat here, I don't need to call you back. And do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
That means that I'm coming back already.
Exactly. So whenever you come out here, man, just hit me up. Dude, I'm going to be out there. I'm finna come through and chat.
For sure,
because you don't even need to have something. Like, it's not like, oh, now I don't have a project. It's just to have a conversation. You come from a part of the world that I've never been to. I've been living in this part of the world, which fortunately you out here experiencing as well. So I believe that there could not be an enough amount of time that we could spend, sharing ideas and all those kind of things.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely. Shout out to Made Groceries, man.
Yes. Shout out
your
to
band members, what are their names?
Maul and Neil, man.
Maul and Neil, just the 3 of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to them, man. Otherwise, thank you for coming out.
Yes, bro.
Oh, your social media handles, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Website and everything.
My
to that camera.
Okay, my individual Instagram and Twitter and all that is at Lou Elohim, LUELOHIM, and you can follow the collective at Made Groceries, MADEGROCERIES. Twitter, Instagram, streaming, it's everywhere, man. MadeGroceries.1.
Shout out, bro. Thank you for tuning in. All the returning subscribers, siyabonga. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, share, whatever, man. Shout out to Tiny Films behind the camera holding us down, as always. Shout out to Nas,
the queen.
Who thought she had a game today, but turns out it's tomorrow. I wish I could be ready like that. And shout out to Zulu Trash.
The Connect.
I don't know on what episode she's going to be on, but she's coming. Since episode 11, we've been trying to get her here. But still, at least she's sitting behind the cameras now, which is closer to this chick. So we don't mind. We're going to forgive it. Otherwise, it's been real. It's been good. Catch us next time. Can we?
I think we have to go.
Anything.
Yeah,
if you can.
Okay.
No pressure. Even if pre-written. I don't mind.
Play these songs on repeat, on rewind. Please don't shuffle gold mine on this beat. You won't need you a shovel. It's divine what I speak. Dive deep in this tunnel vision. Wide split screen. Nah, you ain't seeing double, just another perspective. I'm here to burst your bubble of protection. If on the fence about it, you hurting your projections. Corrections can only come about through reflection. Perfection can't occur until you make your selection. Suggestions create major connections. With a fate base, stop debate in progression. Blessings, stay while resting. Pick up where you left off once you placed in heaven. Okay.
Hey, catch us next time.
Yes, sir.